Louise from the Kimberley Cruise Centre. My husband and I have just recently returned from a fantastic cruise on board the Odyssey, one of the best holidays we've ever had. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you a few of the special places that we visited. Please feel free to call myself or any of the team here at the Kimberley Cruise Centre with any questions that you may have regarding the Odyssey or any other boats that cruise the Kimberley coastline. Odyssey is a 24-metre catamaran with a capacity to take up to 20 passengers in spacious, standard or deluxe cabins. On the lower deck, the standard cabins are comfortable and feature twin beds, portholes and a storage cupboard. Going one level up, you will find the deluxe cabins located on the main deck, and they are more spacious. The deluxe cabins have nice big windows, a desk, a sink area, a wardrobe and a queen bed that can also be split into twin beds. There are 4 shared bathrooms that are located centrally on the main deck. There are plenty of places to lounge around and watch the scenery go by. And there's a lovely dining area to enjoy delicious alfresco Kimberley cuisine, served up by the fantastic chef on board. Our chef Amber treated us to a variety of scrumptious meals, such as freshly baked fish, seafood platters, lamb shanks and barbecue Scotch fillet, just to name a few. The desserts were equally enticing, and my husband, who has celiac disease, was also treated to special dietary delicacies that more than satisfied his requirement. Okay, enough about the boat. Let me tell you about where we went. We were collected from our hotel early on the first morning of our trip and taken to Broome Airport, where a light aircraft was waiting. The scenic flight between Broome and the Mitchell Plateau gave us a fantastic overview of the places that we would be visiting over the next 9 days. When we arrived on the Mitchell Plateau, we transferred over to a helicopter, which took us for an exhilarating ride over the Mitchell Falls. What a magnificent sight they were, and there's no better way to see them than by helicopter. The helicopter landed on the beach of a remote island and we were greeted by the crew of Odyssey. Let the fun begin! Over the next 9 days we visited places that few people would get to see in their lifetime, but I believe all Australians should have the opportunity to visit this region. There's nowhere in the world like the Kimberley. The Kimberley itself is about 3 times the size of the UK, and the majority of the landscape is unpopulated. The coastline is even more remote and completely inaccessible by road. The only way to visit this region is on a cruise boat, such as the Odyssey. All of our shore excursions were included, and the massive tender boat, named Homer, provided shade and comfortable seating for all of us. Let me show you a few of the highlights of the trip. The horizontal falls. I once saw one of David Attenborough's documentaries, and he described the horizontal falls as one of the greatest natural wonders of the world. I can definitely understand why he said that. The tidal force here is phenomenal. As the whole ocean tries to push through these small gaps, it creates a waterfall-like effect, and taking a ride through the gaps is very exciting. Another fantastic place that we visited was the Montgomery Reef. This is a massive landmass that rises out of the ocean as the tide falls, creating thousands of cascading waterfalls as wildlife everywhere evacuates the reef and returns to the ocean. I stopped counting turtles after the first dozen.
So guys, this reef's about 300 square kilometres big, and there's a nice big channel which runs up the middle here. It's about 20 metres deep, all the way along. And there's always a body of water on top of this reef. So it's just like a big swimming pool. So as the high tide comes up, fills it up. As it goes down again, all that water flows out over these edges in big waterfalls. So the high tide, I can drive Odyssey straight across the top of this reef. It's about 4 or 5 metres deep.
King Cascade was another special spot. It was a surreal experience cruising up the Prince Regent River following in the footsteps of Philip Parker King and the early explorers. Arriving at King Cascade truly was the icing on the cake for me. The waterfall is stunning, and Odyssey is small enough to pull into this part of the river and anchor right underneath the cascade. The warm climate is perfect during cruising season, and what better way to enjoy a cool, refreshing dip than in a fresh waterhole. After 9 days aboard the Odyssey, I really didn't want to come home. After we disembarked the Odyssey in Broome, the crew dropped us to the luxurious Cable Beach Club, where we spent a few days relaxing and enjoying some beautiful Cable Beach sunsets before we flew back home to Sydney. And here I am back in our Sydney office again. I hope to go back to the Kimberley again soon, but in the meanwhile, please call me with any questions that you may have. On our website, you will find current prices, departure dates and a day-to-day itinerary. But we are here to help, and our friendly staff look forward to receiving your phone call.
Welcome!
The Kimberley Cruise Centre is a family-run business, and we've been operating for over 10 years, so you're sure to get the best first-hand knowledge. Each of our staff members have cruised the Kimberley coast on different boats, and we're more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Happy cruising!